All right, my dears, midterm election is down to its final 12 hours when the polls open at 7 o'clock. Now, if you've ever been in the ballot box and you see propositions for the very first time, you ever need a bleep machine? A lot of times you might skip it because it's a lot and it's very wordy. So we did the homework for you. Here's a ballot breakdown. Now, when it comes to the 7 propositions in Houston, they're going to be broken down, and it's basically a bond referendum, which you haven't seen since 2017, totaling $478 million. But here's how it breaks down. Your voting options right there: for and against. All right, Proposition A, a lot of words and a little bit lengthy. So what does it mean? Let's break it down. It's basically, are you willing to spend $277 million for public safety? Now, this would include improvements for the police and the fire stations, also new vehicles. Again, your options are for and against. And I should point out that the city of Houston and Mayor Turner says that if you want to spend this money, it will not mean a hike in your property taxes. All right. Proposition B here. This one, again, another wordy one. Here's what it means. Do you want to spend $60 million for the city parks? It would be money for the parks, the trails, and recreational facilities within the city limits. Now, we have 7 of them. These are the first 2. We'll be doing them every hour for you, and then we'll put them online at fox26houston.com. If you're waking up in the city of Houston and you're voting today, you have a very lengthy ballot, my friends, about 100 items here. And at the end, you have 7 propositions. And by the time you get there, you might be saying, I don't even know what this is. I don't want you to skip it. So why don't we do a ballot breakdown for you? Let's take a look at some of the propositions that you're going to see. We're going to start with Proposition C. A lot of words, it gets a little bit confusing. So let's just take a look at what it means. Basically, do you want to spend $47 million for animal care? This includes a new building to expand Bark, who says they are overrun and overwhelmed with animals there. So I should point out that the mayor and the city say if you do want to spend this money, it will not result in higher property taxes for you. All right, Proposition D. This one, again, a lot of words, basically means, do you want to spend $33 million for public health? Now, this would include improvements to the Houston Health Department facilities. So we have all these ballot breakdowns for you online at fox26houston.com. You can check them out before you head to the polls when they open at 7 this morning. Hey, let's break down your ballot for you. So you have a very long one. Harris County has the longest ballot in the state. At the end of it, you'll notice 7 propositions for the city of Houston. So if you're looking at it for the very first time, why don't we walk you through it? And that way you can get in and get out here. I don't want you to skip this section. You have 2 options for the propositions. You either vote for or against. It's up to you. So we've been doing this all morning long. So this time around, we're going to start with Proposition E. A lot of words, and it gets confusing talking about things like thereon and thereof. So what does it mean? Well, Proposition E basically means, do you want the city to spend $29 million for what's called general permanent improvements? Now, the list of the projects hasn't been given, but we do know this includes city administrative buildings like City Hall. Next proposition, F. Again, a lot of words, but basically it means, do you want the city to spend $26 million for the city's public libraries and the library system? The last one you'll see on the ballot, Proposition D. This is for $6 million. Do you want that $6 million to be set aside for the city's solid waste management? Again, there are a total of 7 here. Your options, just for or against. I should point out that the city and the mayor say that if you approve this money, it will not result in higher property taxes for you. So all 7 of these, quick ballot breakdown is online for you at fox26houston.com.